D-47 Roadsters, a poem from yesterday, from the book Poetpourri, available in both paperback and as an EPUB. The D-47 Roadsters. An old Buick still sits in Franklin's field on the knoll neath that ancient weeping willow. Day before he went to war, it was driven there by Molly's father, Leo. They spread a blanket on the leather, neath a night sky full of stars, and spent that last night there together. Molly, so she says, was conceived by Mars. But Leo never did come home, left Molly and her mother all alone. And though many tried to buy it, take that 1915 Buick from that tree, Molly's mother would deny it. She'd shoo them off and tell them, "You leave it be." We moved to that farm in 27, so it's been there at least 10 years, maybe 11. Rag roof was torn, all caved in, rust was showing on the tin, and a crop of oats was growing through the floor. Leather seats, both front and back, at one time spoke of richness and of splendor, but now horsehair peeps up through the cracks as nature takes that Buick back. Rain and sun as one bid her surrender. We called ourselves the D-47 Roadsters, boasted 6 members in the club, called one another cylinders. There's Jimmy, Joe, Molly, Harvey, me and Dutch. We had to let Molly in. We only had 5 men. And, well, with one cylinder missing, it wasn't somehow fitting. Besides, Molly was the only Franklin in the bunch. We took turns behind that big old wooden wheel. Jimmy could vroom like an engine roar. Almost sounded real. We'd go up to Collier's General Store. Collier's ain't there no more. Anyway, none of it was real. All make-believe, just sitting there neath that tree. Molly would point out the car window as we whizzed along. "Oh, look, there's a cow with a calf." And we'd all point, stare, look back and laugh. The glass was all gone, busted out long ago. One of our team members, I suppose. Could have been me, maybe Joe, I don't know. No one cares or remembers. You couldn't just join the D-47s. Had to be at least 7, no older than 11. After that you were, well, dismembered. I turned 12 the next December. You had to be invited, answer questions I recited, of course based on that old Buick in Franklin's field. Like, how many wheels had brakes? How much gas the fuel tank takes? How many horsepower does this engine yield? And I also remember initiation for new members. Drag a bucket of soapy water up that hill, wash the Buick, sweep her out, shine the headlamps and the grill. Last Thursday afternoon, I finished up the plow. I shut my John Deere down and grabbed my duffel. Meandered up that hill, leaned against the willow, pulled out a blanket and a pillow. Spread them there over coils of springs, showing through the leather, on top of which I lay a sprig of heather, a bunch of roses, champagne, 2 glasses, and a ring. That night, our love was sealed. We were laughing. Molly squealed in the back seat of that Buick D-47. Then we lay there, gazing up to heaven. We were back between 7 and 11 there neath that willow in Franklin's field. Yeah, time and years have driven by, but we still wander up there and lie in the back seat neath that wondrous sky. We hug, we laugh, and we cry as we grow old together. The only 2 of the original 6 cylinders of Buick D-47 Roadsters.